Hi everyone, welcome to day 6 of our detox challenge. Today we're going to be flowing through some sun salutations to keep your energy up and to just stimulate our circulation and get everything moving. Alright, we're going to start standing with the feet hip distance apart. Draw your palms together at the center of your chest. You're going to close your eyes, let your shoulders relax, let your elbows relax. Just for a few moments, take your attention to your feet. Lift your toes up away from the floor and then just start to move around on the feet a little bit. So just a tiny bit, don't throw yourself off balance with your eyes closed. But try to really feel whatever your feet are pressing down into. And then as you come back to center and relax the toes down, imagine that you're rooting the bony part of the feet down into the center of the earth. So the 3 bony parts of the feet are the bones that would be touching the floor as we stand here if all the other tissues were removed. And that's just underneath the root of the big toe, underneath the root of the little toe, and right in the center of the heel. So as you root your feet down, grow super long through the rest of your body, taking the crown of the head up. And think about your bone structure getting really long, but your muscles, skin and flesh, the soft matter of your body, releasing towards the floor. So there is this element of strength and stability and fluidity and ease. And that's what we want to find in our practice. And that's what we want to find in our life. You can begin to flutter your eyes open. And so as we move through this, try to find your strength, but that quality of playful creation and playful experimentation, and not always needing to be perfect. Bend your knees, inhale, reach for the ceiling. On your exhalation, bow down. Here we're just going to walk that out a little bit, bend one knee and then the other. And then bend both knees, wrap your hands around your opposite elbows and sway your torso side to side. Keep everything soft here. And then you're going to place your right fingertips down, right underneath your face. Stretch your left fingertips to the ceiling. And then just see which leg bends naturally. It should be your right leg bends. Good, but then switch that over and see how it feels. Good. Just playing your edges stretch, not going too deep. Bend both knees, switch hands. Right fingertips up, lengthen the spine. See which leg wants to bend, it will probably be your left. Good, but then switch that over, see how it feels. And release. Good. Inhale to halfway lift. I'm going to have you pick your fingertips up off the floor, so not supporting yourself on your shins or the floor, so you really get the length through the spine and really get that psoas, lower belly, sides of the belly action going on. Inhale there. On your exhalation, plant your fingertips down and step back, downward facing dog. We're going to walk that out there really mindfully, slowly stretching into the backs of the legs and just letting the upper body and the head do whatever it wants to. Good. And then back to center. You're going to turn the toes to one side, bend the knees, press into the hands and press yourself back as if you're going to sit onto that hip bone, and then back to center. Go to the other side, bend and press it back. Good, back to center. Okay, inhale, lift the heels high. On your exhalation, round through the upper back. Pause there for a moment with your upper back rounded. And then as you press into the heels, Keep the belly lifted, begin to lengthen through the spine, look forwards. Drop your knees down, point your toes. Lift the belly, inhale, on your exhalation, heart slides forwards, elbows bend straight back, and then drop your pubic bone down, release your forehead. Take your fingertips off to the side, come right up onto your fingertips, press the tops of your feet down, and then I'm going to lift the sit bones up to the ceiling, inhale. On my exhalation, press the pubic bone down into the floor, lift the belly, and then lift the chest just a little way. Inhale here as you roll the shoulders back and offer into the heart. On your exhalation, pull all the way back down. Inhale, lift the sit bones to the ceiling. Exhale, press the pubic bone down, lift the belly, lift the chest. Inhale, shoulders back, loads of space around the heart. And then exhale, pouring all the way back down. Palms underneath your shoulders, tuck your toes onto your knees, and then find a modified child's pose. So I don't want you to slide your hands back because it means that you'll get a nice stretch into the armpit chest, into the serratus maybe, the arms. Good. And then from there, come up onto your hands and knees and find downward facing dog. Walk your feet together behind you. Bend your knees, bend your elbows. So elbows as if they're going to touch the floor. Inhale there. On your exhalation, rocket ship. Shoulders over the wrists, lifting the belly and the hips high. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, press it back. Exhale, lengthen. Good. One more time like that. Last time, stepping or hopping. Feet up to the hands. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale, bend the knees and pull over. Relax there for a moment. So often when I jump and I land, my feet are quite close together. So I just take this moment to separate them again, hip distance. But you can do whatever feels good for you. Okay, inhale to halfway lift. Fingertips away from the floor. Exhale, pull from the sides of the belly. Lift the breath up from the pelvic diaphragm as you come up. Elbows, fingertips to the ceiling. Reach, fully express. Inhale there. Exhale, all the way back down. All the way up. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, palms down. Step it back. Downward facing dog. Good. From there, inhale, lift the heels. Exhale, way forwards, top of a press-up position, plank. Drop your knees to the floor if you need to. Inhale there, slide the heart forwards. Exhale, bend the elbows any amount. Drop the pubic bone down. Point your toes. Inhale, sit bones to the ceiling. Exhale, press into the floor, lift the belly, lift the chest. Might be able to come up a little bit higher this time. But I just want you to roll around a little bit so you're not jamming into your lower back. If you're feeling compression in your lower back, then you need to draw the belly in so we're activating from the front body. And you can always be a lot lower. Okay, so be where it feels good for your body. And then inhale there. On your exhalation, you can either come down, press it back onto your knees, down dog. Or you can try this one with pointed toes. You can take a deep breath in. On your exhalation, begin to pick up the belly and then turn one foot over and then the other. Hard to do that slowly. Good. From there, walk your feet together behind you. So we're going to do the same thing here. You might want to walk your hands in just a little way. The same thing here. Alright, so you can stay with that option, or we're going to start to take little hops. So inhaling to bend, exhaling to hop. Land your feet back where they started and bend your knees when they land. Okay, it doesn't matter how high you're jumping. Inhale to bend, exhale to hop. 3 more. 2 more. Try to keep your gaze between your thumbs. And then the last one. Inhale there. Exhale, hop up. Inhale
Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale, bend your knees and pull. Inhale, halfway lift, fingertips on the floor. Exhale, pull up from the belly as you stand. Elbows, fingertips to the ceiling. Inhale and reach. Exhale, all the way back down. Relax there for a moment. So a sun salutation is typically done 108 times before sunrise. But if you're doing these core strength sun sals, it's challenging to do that many. All the way up. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, palms down. Step it back. Downward facing dog. Good. From there, inhale, lift the heels. Exhale, way forwards. Top of a press-up position, plank. Drop your knees to the floor if you need to. Inhale there, slide the heart forwards. Exhale, bend the elbows any amount. Drop the pubic bone down. Point your toes. Inhale. Sit bones to the ceiling. Exhale, roll this down. Lift the belly, lift the chest. Inhale to roll the shoulders back and fully express space around the heart. Take a couple of breaths there. And then a nice deep breath in. On your exhalation, either onto your knees, or we're going to try this again, lifting through the sides of the belly, turning on one foot, then the other, pointed plank. From there, you're going to take the right foot up to the ceiling, bend your elbows, bend your knees, and then sweep the knee in towards the nose. This time, I want you to turn on your back foot, come up onto your left fingertips, and see if you can keep your right knee floating there. So you might be able to keep it up here. You can keep both hands on the floor, or you can take your left fingertips to the floor. If you can, I want you to kick this leg out in front of you, hold it there for a moment, and then placing the foot down, stretch the foot away from you so both legs are straight. You're going to reach directly up to the ceiling, and then alongside your ear, reaching out on a diagonal. Sweep the arm around, brush your hair as you stretch out. Good, inhale there, exhale, palms down, step it back, downward facing dog, release onto your knees, toes tucked, circle the wrists out just for a moment. Good, palms down, second side, pick the knees up, this time left leg to the ceiling, inhale, reach. Bend your elbows, bend your knees, and then draw your knee in towards your nose as you straighten everything. Turn on the back foot, and then you're going to begin to lift that left leg. Knee bent, maybe right fingertips to the ceiling. Maybe you're going to stretch your left leg straighter, and then placing it down on the floor. Stretch both legs, reach right up to the ceiling, and then reach all the way out along the ear. You can look up at the ceiling. Then we're going to circle that arm around, and then reach one more time. Take a deep breath in. On your exhalation, plant your hands, plant your feet. Walk your feet together behind you. Last time, 5 little hops. Inhale. As you exhale, pick the breath up from the pelvic diaphragm and squeeze the belly in and up. Inhale. Gaze between your thumbs. So if you ever feel like you're going too far, you just jump out to the side. Okay, to save yourself. 2 more. Last one. And then this time, we're going to take a very slow walk up towards the hands, coming up onto the fingertips. I'm going to turn and face you. I'm going to bend your knees. Inhale, peel up to chair as the hip creases go back. Inhale, inhale, inhale and reach. Exhale, see if you can sit down a little bit more. Keeping the bend of the knees here, we're going to inhale and reach. On your exhalation, stick out your tongue. And flick your arms back. Inhale, keep the bend of the knees. Exhale, let it go. 3 more times. This makes you dizzy. You can stop. 2 more. Last one. And then this time, as you come up, straighten the legs.
And just let the arms float down. Wrap your arms around your shoulders. Give yourself a big hug and just ease that out. Side to side. Rolling the shoulders out a little bit and just giving a little shake out there. Okay, so today we're going to finish with a pigeon pose. So you're going to be in down dog, and you're going to take your right knee up towards your right wrist and your right foot close to your left hip there. And then you're just going to drop the back knee down, untuck, and then see if you can slide your left leg back. You can walk your fingertips in. So depending on how this feels, if you're very open in the hips, this leg could come further forward so it's more parallel to the top of the mat, but for most of this, a nice diagonal line is good. If you feel any pressure in the knee at all, try taking the knee over to the right and then maybe pressing more into the hands to take some pressure off that front knee. Good. And then from there, we're going to start to fold forward. So if this feels really intense, you could even take a blanket or something and prop it underneath your right sit bone. And you can stay right here, or you can continue on your journey down. So all of us are going to do this. We're going to inhale, lengthen through the spine, and then exhale way forward. So no matter if you're not coming any further than that, just inhale, exhale, lift the breath up from the belly as you pull yourself forwards. Inhale, and then exhale, release. So we're going to come either onto our forearms, just let your head rest, or you're going to stretch your arms out in front of you, resting your head down on the floor. You can rest your head on your fists or your palms. Just find a comfortable spot here where you can just breathe into what you're feeling. Let the breath flow through you and just relax. So especially for women, it's said that we hold a lot of emotional baggage around the hips, so these poses are really nice for that. Just a couple more breaths there. And then you're slowly going to walk your hands in. Okay, now coming up onto the fingertips, really lengthen through the spine and draw the belly in. Right, so again, we're not just dumping out into the lower back, even though the curve is accentuated there. And then I want you to bend your back leg. If that feels really tough on your knee, don't go any further, stay right here. If it feels okay, you're going to reach back with your left hand and just catch the outside of the foot or the inside of the foot, right? See where it feels good. And then I want you to press the foot away from you, roll the shoulder open and lengthen through the chest. So I'm going to stay here for a few breaths, breathing into it. And then if it feels appropriate, you're going to come down onto your forearm and the right forearm down on a diagonal. And then you might turn your palm onto the top of the foot and draw your heel in towards your buttock. See how that feels. Chest open, press your forearm down. So you want the right elbow to be underneath the right shoulder. Good, and then release that. So you may well have been just here for that whole time, and that would be great. Tuck your back toe, lift your back knee, and slowly ease your way back into downward facing dog. And then here, I want you to step your feet really wide off your mat and wag your tail. And circle your hips both directions. Beautiful. Okay, we're going to do the second side. So left knee to left wrist. Diagonal line with the shin along the mat. And then stretch your right leg back. Good. Adjust as you need to adjust so it feels comfortable. And then come right up onto your fingertips. So you'll see a little gap here underneath the left sit bone. Feel free to fill that with a towel or a blanket, cushion, something like that. Good, and then inhale here. On your exhalation, waterfall down. Inhale, exhale. Last time, inhale, exhale, and then find somewhere that is a good place for you where you can stay and breathe. And so often in yoga we can kind of see, we can tell if we're going too far and too deep into a pose just by watching our breath. So if the breath stays smooth and in control, then you're in a happy place probably. But if your breath becomes laboured or staggered in any way, then you're probably a little bit too deep, because that indicates that your central nervous system is getting a bit agitated. So it's actually much better then just to back off a bit, right? Just so that you can stay in a positive place, because we don't want any more stress in our lives. Okay, last few breaths there. And then slowly come on up. And as you come up, again, it's almost like we're allowing the abdominals, or encouraging the abdominals to carry us up. Okay, from there, I want you to bend your back knee. If it feels weird on this side, don't go any further, stay right here. If it feels okay, I'm going to bend and just see where it feels good to catch hold of that foot. Okay, sometimes it feels better one side of the foot or the other. Great, few breaths there. And then you're going to bring your left forearm down on a diagonal. Spread the chest, top shoulder back, and then hug your knee in towards the same side sit bone. Good, deep breath in. Exhale, release. Tuck your right toes, lift your back knee all the way back into downward facing dog. Step the feet really wide. Wiggle the hips around. Good. And then back onto your mat. We're going to roll all the way onto our backs. Bring your hands onto your knees. You're just going to start to circle the knees out in one direction and then the other. Beautiful. And then begin to stretch out in your final relaxation, your final resting place. Take any other little adjustments you need to, get all your little fidgets out. Feel like you're melting into the floor. And then for the next few moments, turn the arrows of your attention towards your breath. And just focus on your breath as if it was the only thing that mattered right now. The nature of the mind is such that it's continuously creating. But every time you notice that you've followed or your attention's been taken by one of the creations of the mind, then just come back to your breath. Begin to deepen your breath now. Take a huge breath in and really fill up all the way down to the toes and the fingertips. Hold the breath for a moment. On your exhalation, sigh. One more time. Filling up and letting go. Bend your legs, roll over to your right side, slowly roll up to sitting. Keep the eyes closed for a moment. Palms down onto your knees. We're going to inhale and lengthen the spine, shrug the shoulders up to the ears, and exhale, release. Draw your palms together at your heart center. Inhale to honor the length of the spine, and exhale, bow to your heart to honor yourself. Namaste.